Well, hello and welcome to the Famous Computer Cafe. This is Andy Velkoff, and we're going to be talking about personal computers and the whole new world of technology.
Hi guys, this is Michael Walker, and yesterday we were talking with Bill Atkinson, part of the Macintosh team, about Macintosh and the software Mac Paint. And today we're going to talk about the advances and some future things with them, and we invited him back, so I'm going to slip over there real quick and get into it.
I'm going to be doing a review of Epic's new software game, Pit Stop 2, which is, no, it's not a deodorant for your car. It's a great race game that you can play on your Commodore computer, and it's terrific. So we'll be right back after these messages. Stay tuned.
Word gets around fast.
Word from Microsoft is quickly becoming the word processing program of choice because Word is faster and easier. Most commands are executed in a single keystroke, and with Microsoft's mouse, not even a keystroke is needed. Just point and click.
Would you like to reword that?
Sure. If you've ever had to search through a 50-page document to change one word, you can appreciate Word's ability to search out and replace any character, number, word, or phrase in any document, just once or as many times as you like.
Windows on the Word.
Word gives you 8 windows that allows you to edit or compare different documents simultaneously, or work on different areas of the same document, all in one display.
Get the Word.
Word is available at Software Supermarket, 16200 Hawthorne Boulevard, or call 213-207-1494. That's 213-207-1494.
Get the Word.
At Software Supermarket, a soft sell dealer.
Hi, this is Ellen Walker, and I'm at the Famous Computer Cafe News and Salad Bar. Are you interested in hooking your computer into a radio transmitter so you can communicate with other computer users around the world? Well, a CompuServe amateur radio special interest group called Hamnet is offering a free online newsletter that provides information on a variety of computer radio communication topics. The newsletter is prepared bi-weekly by the American Radio Relay League, a national association of amateur radio operators, and is available to anyone who signs on to CompuServe. Washington Post columnist Michael Schrage predicts that home computer telecommunications will begin to explode in 1985. Writing in the Post's personal computer column, Schrage forecasts that companies actually will give away $100 modems to get people to hook up to their PC networks. Enlightened local phone companies will advertise on TV and in local newspapers to encourage people to use PC networks. Other predictions for 1985 from Schrage are that banks and companies such as American Express will give away software as a premium. They'll give you a check balancing and tax preparation program for free. Apple will drop the price of its 128K Macintosh, says Schrage, to under $1,000 in response to Commodore's Amiga high-end machine with Macintosh-like operating system. And Commodore stock, he says, will plummet. He also thinks a major company will attempt to acquire Apple Computer and that airlines will rent personal computers for transatlantic and transcontinental flights. That's all for the news today, and we'll be right back after this.
Bank Street Writer by Broderbund is the one-word processing program that is unpretentious enough to be used at home by both children and adults, yet is sophisticated enough to meet most small business needs, too. Bank Street Writer is packed with powerful features that have made it the most popular home word processing program in the world. There are no complex codes to memorize. Directions are at the top of the screen every step of the way. Bank Street Writer gives you sophisticated features like automatic word wrap, universal search and replace, automatic centering, and easy storage and retrieval of anything you write, complete with password protection. Bank Street Writer also comes complete with a special tutorial on the back of the disk that teaches the basics of word processing. A comprehensive reference manual and free backup disk are also included. Want to try your hand at Bank Street Writer? Then follow your feet down to Strictly Software at 14617 Prairie Avenue in Lawndale. or you can call 213-970-1242. Strictly Software, a soft sell dealer.
We're back, and this is Michael Walker here at the famous Computer Cafe. We've just taken a little break. I'm always curious, Bill, when you have a product like this, there's obviously a team behind all of this that works together. How has the Macintosh team worked together, and what has been so special about you guys?
Well, I think of it as a unity. That's the main thing. It's real rewarding to me to see people picking up on Mac. Not only do they get excited about it and buy it, but they fall in love with it, and they sense the spirit of love that we poured into the machine. We had a really small design team, and we put it together sort of person by person, with each of the other people having complete veto over any new person added. And we kept the team down very small. There were only 10 software engineers putting together the whole Mac team. And that allowed us to have one spirit. We all knew what we were building. We had a common goal, and we're working together. And instead of wasting time arguing over what to build, we would spend the time helping each other build what we needed to build. And it's kind of like, in order to make a painting, you have to have one mind holding the brush. You can have 100 people paint a fence. You can't have 100 people paint a portrait. And what we were trying to build was much closer to a work of art, a portrait, than it was like a fence. We weren't building just another computer. We were building a personal aesthetic statement. This is my dream. This is our dream, and we put together the machine that we would want. And it was real exciting working. I worked with really bright people that I can bounce ideas off of, and they always come back a little better. And we kind of come in and sort of try to impress each other or bring in new stuff. And there's a lot of intellectual feedback that helps get us all excited. We work as a labor of love. You see people in there at 3 or 4 in the morning, and it's not because somebody's paying them to. It's because they have a chance to make an impact on the world, and this Macintosh is such a good vehicle to do it with.
You guys really seem like, I've talked to some other folks from the 2C group. I talked to some folks from the 2E, and talking to you, it seems like it's a new age idea about work. It's a new age idea and approach that we, the individual who works there to build that machine, to design that machine, who works in that company, and the approach that you take at Apple is that you guys individually make a difference, and as collective whole, that difference is the Macintosh.
Well, we do make a difference, and that's what gives us the motivation. Apple is a publishing arm for our artwork. We are a collective of artists, and the art media that we work in happens to be computer design and computer software design. But it's very much like the Bauhaus experience, only happening in computer design, and that's what keeps us all up. I think we feel evangelical about our work, almost to a fault. It's almost like getting religious about it and saying, we feel like we want to proselytize the world because we've found a better way. And that's what, I think gets us all fired up and excited to work long hours and to care, to really care, to keep going over it until it's perfect, to keep throwing it out and starting over and building it up again and working on it to make it the best we possibly can. Because it's a statement of our personal aesthetic and our art, not just a job. None of us at the team are concerned enough about money to work at something that wouldn't be the most important thing for us to work on.
But you guys are all young. I mean, it's almost as if you have, as listening to you.
We're still real idealistic too.
Well, it's like Well, where do you go from here? I mean, okay, so you've created the Macintosh, which has revolutionized the direction and the way that people can look at using personal computers, both in business and both in home. And then we look at the students in education and how they're using it. But now, where do you go from here? Do you have grandiose ideas about a new product, a new machine that's going to be bigger and better? Because everyone seems to be within that mentality. You know, I'm going to have a bigger and better this, that, or the other thing.
No, we nurture and foster and feed the revolution that's happening. New hardware is only a tool to get toward a much better accessibility of power. Okay? What's needed now for Macintosh is not a new architecture. God, you put on a new architecture every year, and it's not an improvement. The Mac architecture will stand for the next 10 years. What we need now are some more exemplary applications to help software developers really learn what we know. I think, you know, the applications that have been done at Apple are in a part there because of their teaching role in teaching software developers how to write really smooth applications that fit into people's way of working. The first crop of software products for the Macintosh, they're still a little green. They don't really understand the message. They're trying real hard, and they're excited about what the potential are, but maybe only 10% of them really get it and really make a smooth, excellent program. Okay, we need to put out some more excellent examples, some more good applications from Apple to help things along, and that's what I'm working on now. I'm working on a new application for Mac that I think people will use more than MacPaint. I'm not at liberty to say exactly what it is.
Oh boy, it's about how long before we think we can be able to see something like this?
Well, any software person, when asked how long it will take, will say 6 months, and always be wrong by a factor of maybe 5 years. What happens is you think you're done and you're not done. I had MacPaint basically working in 6 weeks, and a year and a half later I was so fed up with it that I was really done. Okay, in the process I kept rewriting it. Well, I believe the feedback process of iteration and people really using it is essential to coming out with a smooth thing. And it's very hard discipline to not ship your prototypes, but you really have to if you want to reach a lot of people in a good way. It's also real hard to work on a program once you've shipped your prototypes. It's harder to make it better. So I don't believe that I'll ship for like a year and a half.
We're going to take a break, and I said this was going to be the last one, but I'm going to come back again. So hold on, guys. Got a couple more questions for this guy. This is just a wealth of information and a super opportunity. So we'll be right back after this. It's Michael Walker at the famous Computer Cafe.
If Lotus had given you just one,
1. A spreadsheet that's up to 50 times faster than other spreadsheets, with every statistical and financial formula you'll ever need, and the largest workspace on the market.
that would have been enough. And if Lotus had given you just two,
2. Information management, to store and organize information with the ability to cross-index over 2,000 records by 32 criteria, and use information from other programs and computer systems.
that would have been enough. And if Lotus had given you just three,
3. Graphics, to graph information from your spreadsheet in less than 2 seconds, and change that information, touch a key, and graph the new results instantly. Graphics as a thinking tool.
that would have been enough.
But Lotus has given you more. Text editing, tutorials, a help key, and a host of features which give Lotus 123 its power and simplicity.
Lotus 123 is available at the Software Spot, 10977 Santa Monica Boulevard in West Los Angeles, or phone 213-477-7561. That's 213-477-7561.
The Software Spot, the oldest independently owned and operated software store in Los Angeles. A soft sell dealer.
We're back here at the famous Computer Cafe. This is Michael Walker. We've been having a very enjoyable and very educational interview here with Bill, and we're going to wind things up. Are you doing much in the area of telecommunications with your products? Are you really designing your products so that with Mac Vision, I could take your product and put it on and design a picture of maybe the baby? Take a picture of the baby and send it through the telephone to, say, my mom and dad so they could see the baby?
Yes. Um, there are a number of communication programs already out that let you send any Mac Paint or Mac Write or any Macintosh document from one Mac to another over the telephone. And now with Mac Vision, that can include video images. You point a picture, point a camera at yourself, and send that immediately. And if a person at the other end had a Mac Vision, he could send one back to you, and you could actually do sort of a teleconferencing. Because you can send any Macintosh document, you can send word processed documents that you've carefully prepared, or you can just scribble a note quickly and send it, or you can scan an image and send it. I think the communication aspects of Mac are real important. There's a certain amplification of creativity that you get in isolation by yourself. You know, I'm going to use this to amplify my ability, but there's another thing that goes on between people. I mean, really, what's the most important thing that people do is communicate. And making that communication more effective and more personal is really what Mac is good at doing and what Apple's been trying to do.
How about the area of Laserdisc and Laserdisc technology, whether it's for the compact disc or for the Laserdisc itself, you know, for those type of pictures, to see the interaction between the Macintosh and, say, some of the Laserdisc technology?
Well, it's really exciting to me to see the compact disc coming down. Gee, at Emporium Capwells, you can buy a Laserdisc, a compact disc, for $300 now, and it's a beautiful thing. Now, those things hold 600 megabytes of information. That's 6/10 of a trillion characters of information. That's enough to store one copy of the Encyclopedia Britannica, all its indexes, and a whole lot of pictures. Imagine, and I would imagine it won't be long until the Encyclopedia Britannica is published on a compact disc, and these devices that are $300 now will be down into the $100 range as peripherals for a computer. The data that's stored on those CDs is all digital, and there's no reason we couldn't be storing the Encyclopedia Britannica on there. Now imagine a program that would allow me to browse through that wealth of information. Why don't people use encyclopedias? It's too much of a pain to find something you're looking for. And yet kids will spend hours at an adventure game where they're exploring some made-up land. Why can't they be exploring real knowledge? And why can't I just say, why do light bulbs burn out? And I want to see a picture of a light bulb on the screen and point to various, maybe there's arrows off to materials science or history or various things. And if I'm interested in Thomas Alva Edison, maybe I'll point over toward history. If I'm interested in why do light bulbs burn out, I might point to materials science and learn why. I think that personal computers interacting with this new tremendous storage media, the optical disc, will allow a wealth of information to be interactively explored by people. And I think it'll be a whole new way of education. Kids will actually sit down and enjoy the process of reading an encyclopedia. And you couldn't get it. Nobody reads an encyclopedia today.
I have totally enjoyed your being here. I love to ask a question of a visionary like you, and I know that you guys are working in the present and also thinking in the future. But if we were to project maybe 5 years out there, maybe 10 years out there, even if you want to go to the year 2000, what do you think that the personal computer is going to look like then?
Okay, things move a little slower. I could give you two visions. A long-term one, 20 years out, the personal computer will be invisible. It will be a part of your environment. There won't be computers per se. You'll interact with a room that maybe some of the walls are displays, and it knows about you when you walk into the room, and knows your parameters and who you are, and you interact verbally and with gestures and pointing. In the 5 to 10 year time frame, I would imagine that these things become more portable. Imagine a sort of a slate that you carry around with you, that you can scribble on and that you can interact with, and is connected through maybe packet radio to lots of other people. And it's both a communicating device and an information retrieval device and a creativity enhancement device. All those things rolled into one. Some new technologies have to come into place, the flat panel displays and low power memories, and a lot of things count on the prices of things coming down. Something that you could make for $10,000 wouldn't be very useful to most of the people in the world. Something that you could sell for $500 would be a lot more useful. Those technologies, they're coming.
I've really enjoyed this interview, and I've really enjoyed you being here at the cafe, and I'm quite sure that as time progresses, I'm going to have an opportunity to have you back, and I look forward to it.
Great. Thank you very much, Mike.
Start with the world's best-selling database system. Give it enhanced features to make it faster, more powerful, and easier to use, and you have the makings of a software heavyweight. DBase 3, Ashton Tate's hot new package for your 16-bit PC. With DBase 3, you can create records with up to 128 fields, access 10 files at once, and run other programs like communications or word processing without leaving DBase 3. You can read non-DBase files from other software programs or mainframe databases. And you can easily convert your DBase 2 files and programs to DBase 3. If you get stuck, help is at your fingertips with multiple help screens. And where do you go to see this powerful new program? Go see David and Betty Sun at Sun Computers in the city of Carson. They'll tell you what you need to know about DBase 3 and more. Sun Computers is located at 20925 South Bonita in Carson, or call 213-538-8338. That's 213-538-8338. Sun Computers in Carson, a soft cell dealer.
Today I'd like to discuss Multiplan by Microsoft.
What's a multiplan?
It's a spreadsheet program for your IBM PC or your Macintosh.
Well, what do you do with a multiplan?
Use it to make forecasts.
Oh, you mean like what the weather will be?
No, more like whether or not.
Oh, can I join Multiplan?
No, you don't join it, silly. You use it. It's a tool designed with non-computer people in mind to help you manage your business and plan for the future.
A tool? Oh, you mean like a hammer?
Well, if you're looking for a way to hit the nail on the head, use Multiplan to build your worksheet. Enter the formulas you normally use to do budgets or cash flow analysis or financial planning, and then let Multiplan do the calculations while you sit back and watch.
Well, where can I see it?
At Software Center International, located at 22543 South Hawthorne Boulevard in Torrance, or call 213-378-9225. That's 213-378-9225. Software Center International, a soft cell dealer.
It's you and your best buddy sitting on the front row at Watkins Glen waiting for the start of the U.S. Grand Prix. It's your Ferrari versus his Lotus. Suddenly, a voice over the loudspeaker cries out,
"Gentlemen, start your engines."
Your pulse quickens, the adrenaline begins to flow, the tension builds. The flag drops as you pop the clutch. The air is filled with the sounds of screeching rubber and screaming engines. You move quickly through the gears as you head down the main straightaway. Checking your mirror, your buddy in the Lotus is breathing down your neck. You enter the first turn, downshifting into third. Your Ferrari swings a little wide in the turn, and quickly the Lotus slips by you on the inside. As you move around the circuit, you continue to swap the lead. On lap 4, you notice your fuel is getting low and your tires are becoming warm. Your opponent's Lotus pitted on the last lap, so your lead is increased to 20 seconds. If your pit crew is not on the ball, the lead built up could evaporate. You enter the pits, your crewmen leap into action, changing your tires and filling your gas tank. In 23 seconds, you're out of the pits and screaming back down the track, your Ferrari trailing the Lotus by 3 seconds. With a lot of determination and finesse, you go after the leader. On the final lap, you've got him in your sights, just waiting for him to make a mistake. You head down the final straightaway. You come up on a slower car. The Lotus tries to pass him on the left. You steer your Ferrari to the right. The slower car veers to the left, cutting off the Lotus, and you slide by on the right and take the checkered flag. The crowd roars as you pull into the winner's circle with a victory smile that beams from your face. Ah, the thrill of victory. If you've ever fantasized about being a Formula One race car driver, Epic's new game, Pit Stop 2, is the best race car software simulation on the market. It's so realistic you can almost smell the rubber and gas. What makes this game a notch above the competition and its predecessor, Pit Stop 1, is the split-screen action. This allows 2 players to compete against each other as well as the computerized cars simultaneously. Even playing Pit Stop 2 by yourself is a lot more fun than racing against the clock, though a clock is provided. The computer takes over the cockpit of the other car, giving you a keen competitor to deal with on the track and in the pits. Both cars' positions on the track and lap number are constantly displayed. It's a nice feeling to always know where the competition is relative to your position on the course. Another outstanding feature is the fact that you periodically have to pit for fuel and tire changes. Having your fuel gauge on the screen shows you just how much juice is left in the tank. As for the tires, every time you bang into another car or the side of the track, your tires begin to wear. The wear is indicated by the color of the tire. The more worn the tire, the lighter the color. When any of the 4 tires turns white, you're 1 bump away from a blowout, which automatically means you're out of the race. If you have a blowout or run out of gas, you're history. Using the joystick, you can maneuver your crew around the pits to change tires and refuel your car. Now, unlike some other video race games, when you bump into another car, you don't explode into flames. This gives the game an added dimension of strategy with the computerized cars and your opponent, who many times try to impede your progress by cutting in front of you. It's somewhat similar to driving down the San Diego freeway during rush hour. The game also gives you a choice of 6 different racetracks, including Brands Hatch, Hockenheim, Sebrings, Watkins Glen, and a few I just can't pronounce right now. The only negative aspect of the game is the background scenery. It's constantly the same. But because so much of your attention is focused on the track, it almost becomes unnoticeable. Considering the game fits into less than 64K, this is a masterpiece in graphics and game programming. In closing, ever since I saw the movie Grand Prix in my childhood, I've dreamed about being a Formula One race car driver. With Pit Stop 2, my dream has become a computerized reality. Until they create a video disc version, you'll be hard-pressed to find a better race car game. So, put on your helmet, strap on your goggles, buckle up your seatbelts, and gas it. You know, just like you do every morning when you drive to work. Just kidding, of course.
SuperCalc 3 by Sourcem is a spreadsheet that's extremely easy to use, swift, and powerful, and it's priced lower than most other leading spreadsheet programs. SuperCalc 3 has all the built-in functions expected in a high-quality spreadsheet, and a lot more. SuperCalc 3's features include an on-screen help function, spreadsheet consolidation and sorting capabilities, calendar and date calculations, simple data management, functions, and windowing. The integrated graphics capability is superbly presented, allowing plotting and printing of charts in up to 99 colors. SuperCalc 3 provides you with the ability to create pie charts, bar charts, line charts, and XY graphs. The graphics are integrated into the command structure, so once you learn SuperCalc 3, plotting and graphing the results of your calculations is as easy as pie. To get a taste of the simplicity and power of SuperCalc 3, walk into Simply Software, where they'd love to whip up a quick demonstration. Simply Software is located at 3001 Sepulveda Boulevard in Manhattan Beach, or call 213-546-2467. That's 213-546-2467. 2467. Simply Software, a soft cell dealer.
Well, I got to thank Bill Atkinson. You know, for these past 2 days, I've had an opportunity to ask him as many questions I could think of, and now I've got even more, but we'll probably have him back in the future. I really learned a lot about Apple Macintosh.
You know, it is really fascinating when you hear how these guys put these things together.
Incredible.
We want to thank our engineer, Rick Burnett, and let you guys know that the Famous Computer Cafe is brought to you here on KFOX 93.5 FM every day, Monday through Friday, at 10 a.m. and at 7:30 p.m.
You know, I got to tell you, that was a pretty good review you did on Pit Stop. I might have to get into that game.
Oh, I've been getting into that game. It's beginning kind of to take over, you know what I mean?
Yeah, that's what you've been doing for these past few days. Executive producers, Andrew Velkoff, Ellen Walker, and Michael Walker. Take care, and drive safely, guys.